We have today a panel to talk about the world that we have to win and the world that we must win and the role of DSA today.
I'm the first Black Lives Matter organizer elected to public office. I want to talk to you about dismantling the electability complex. It is our antiquated two-party system that says you have to choose this person that's supported by capitalists or this person that's supported by some other capitalists. We're going to run candidates and we're going to win. A lot of the ideas that we talk about as socialists seem foreign or abstract. People love to go to the extreme of our extreme and say that we want to, like tomorrow, we want to get rid of all property ownership, right? We want to dismantle all corporations, and we do. But we don't have to do that tomorrow. There are 100 steps between here and there. When I became a councilman in the city of South Fulton, I got to pick the police chief. So I went from protesting police chiefs to picking police chiefs. And then when I got into office, we defunded the police a little bit. We couldn't get rid of them in 1 year. So I want to encourage all of you, when you leave here, to get involved in someone's campaign. It helps if they're a socialist. But if they're halfway decent and you get access to a Vote Builder account and you learn how to use Vote Builder, you can take that account and go and get a socialist elected that you believe in. Our enemy is capitalism.
I'm here talking to you today about our strike, about our national strike movement. This is the noble work of laborers across America. We believe in a democratic socialist future because we all deserve a seat at the table. We deserve to shape our government and its policies to distribute resources fairly and sustainably. Was it scary to strike? Absolutely. But in the words of AOC, we did it anyway. We strategically would walk in circles to discourage crossing entrance to schools, which was a little illegal, but we did it anyway. Coordinated with each other to film and report people that were actually threatening us to run us over because they wanted to come in and collect the pay that scabs got paid. On day 2, we were empowered by tacos courtesy of DSA, $10,500 worth. After the strike, we were unified in a way at the workplace that had never happened before. There were only people that joined us on the strike and then people that didn't. All teachers know that they have to be activists. It's not enough to just clock in and clock out of work. All teachers know that they have to be activists. It's not enough to just clock in and clock out of work. Since the strike, our focus has also been on the Schools and Communities First initiative for California on the ballot in 2020. It's the tax the rich legislation, which DSA will be throwing ourselves into alongside the union. The only Democratic Socialist candidate with a comprehensive education plan, Bernie Sanders, into office.
We need to cut global carbon emissions in at least by half by 2030 to stave off a climate crisis that threatens the very basis of human society. Addressing these calamities is an enormous task. Ultimately, we need to confront their root cause, capitalism. To start with, we should demand massive public investment in renewable energy, social housing, mass transit, and ecosystem restoration. We need forceful regulation and militant direct action to put the fossil fuel industry out of business. We need a radical Green New Deal now. The path to a livable climate and the path to democratic socialism are one and the same. Enemy number one is the fossil fuel industry. They have a vested interest in destroying the planet. They have knowingly committed crimes against humanity. Their assets should be devalued and expropriated, and their executives prosecuted. ICE and Border Patrol is right-wing climate policy, as is Fortress Europe. We are, of course, the largest U.S. socialist organization in almost 100 years. We have political allies, insurgent and inspiring elected officials like Comrade Khalid at all levels of public office in this country. Indeed, in just a few years, we have transformed the horizons of political possibility. We must use this power and increase it by steadfastly confronting the most pressing crisis of our century. The Green New Deal, advocated for by our allied politicians in Congress, addresses the severity of the crisis. And it recognizes the deep links between rampant inequality and climate change. A radical Green New Deal is a stepping stone to building democratic socialism in our lifetimes. This is a world historic opportunity to build the political power we need to put our society on the path to climate safety and democratic socialism. We must seize it.
I want to dare you, DSA, to remember that you live in a country where there is fascism, full-blown fascism is happening around us. And if you don't see that, then we got problems. You live in a country who is literally every day trying to find different ways to strip LGBTQ people of their rights. A country that every day, and maybe there are days where you may not hear about it because it's not on Twitter, where unarmed Black people are being killed on the streets of their communities all across the country at the hands of police and gun violence. We have undocumented people who every day got to change their routes and how they go to work so that they're not stopped by Gestapo ICE. So if you think that you're going to talk to me about capitalism and we got to smash the patriarchy and capital, I get that. Got to do parallel tracks because you live in a capitalist nation right now. I'm sorry to break it to you. And in order for us to build a sustainable movement that is worthy to the people we are fighting for, we got to get our finances together. We need money to build this movement. And DSA has that power, has the resources and the capabilities to do that, and we need to do that. I'm counting on you. I come here because I am in solidarity with you. I am a card-carrying DSA member because I see the potential of DSA. DSA has a lot of potential. People are afraid of DSA. I know they are in New York for sure.
35,000 teachers, along with 30,000 parents, students, and community members, went on strike for the soul of public education. The district could not frame us as greedy teachers. We owned and controlled the narrative for 6 days. And by the way, we still control the narrative. We spoke about class size and over-testing, supports for our students, community schools, immigration defense, green space, and ending random searches that criminalize and marginalize our Black and brown youth, our queer youth, and Muslims. Parents and students and community organizations held actions at targeted district official and privatizer homes every single night. And we thank you, DSA, for running tacos for teachers. That generous donation fed many people on the line and sustained striking workers. DSA LA put 220 folks at 3 school sites to bolster picket lines. Time is now to lead, to act boldly, and to be unapologetic in our quest for building power and complete liberation of our people. Solidarity.
We're in a period of reforming and growing out the International Committee to sort of match the new organization that we are today, particularly post-2016. I believe 7 comrades who are going to come up on stage and in the spirit of solidarity, share with us solidarity greetings from different parts of the world.
I'm representing the U.S. campaign for the Palestinian human rights. There is a global divide between those who believe in freedom and equality for all and those who justify racial and religious supremacy. Right-wing, repressive, anti-democratic governments are rising around the globe.
As well as MDS, Movement for Democratic Socialism Japan, I would like to extend my fraternal greeting of international solidarity, peace, and justice. The world, I sincerely hope this bond among democratic socialists around the globe will continue to develop till we defeat Abe in Japan and Trump in the US, Duterte in Philippines, and Bolsonaro in Brazil and others.
Anti-fascism is no crime. It's the opposite. Anti-fascism is a duty to all Democrats. And we all together, we are anti-fascists. We are going to the streets and campaigning together for anti-fascist, democratic and social society.
The ELP, as Ethan already mentioned, is an all-European party, an alliance of 35 members and observers and more partners. Left forces of Europe are quite excited about what's going on here in the USA. The Democratic Socialists of America are at the forefront of the struggles of a new America in another radical changed world. We Europeans highly appreciate the consequent engagement of DSA for a radical change in the current US foreign policy. The European Left Party has realized the necessity to work together much closer with the DSA than in the past. Much, much closer, I want to add. Comrades, the European left forces are drawing much energy and hope from your work, from what you have achieved already, and from the sure knowledge that you will succeed for a transatlantic solidarity. Thank you.
We believe that today, more than ever, international solidarity has to be an essential component of the political struggle, and this solidarity should be propelled and led by the socialist movement. An important feature of the resistance is the rise in popularity of socialist ideas and socialism as an alternative to the capitalist system, especially among the young people. It is reassuring that the DSA National Convention is composed of almost 80, if not 90% young people. That socialism is not contained in one border. Socialism is internationalism. We will move forward where there is fascism, where there is oppression, and we will unite shoulder to shoulder. Mabuhay DSA, mabuhay socialismo.
Solidarity for DSA, solidarity for the peaceful Sudanese revolution, and you are really our model, role model right now, in Sudan. And I will be happy to transfer what I learned from you since yesterday till tomorrow to my country when I back.
My name is Bruno. The last 10 years I was a public school teacher in São Paulo. Now I'm working in the international task in the PSOL, our Socialism and Liberty Party. At first I need to congratulate all the comrades. We in Brazil are really, really excited with the democratic socialist movement here in the US.